Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Tim, trader at the Calm Compound, and it's time for our crypto analysis. It's an important day today as we are just ahead of another rate hike decision by the Federal Reserve. The question being whether or not we see either no rate hike, so 0%, or another one of 0.25%. This is a little bit of a psyop, a psychological operation, as the actual decision doesn't make that much difference at the moment. At the moment of recording, it's about a 90% chance that we do see a rate hike. However, several banks have been having issues, as you may have noticed, over the last couple of weeks and months, basically. And since yesterday, at this time of recording, another bank fell. The idea is that maybe the Federal Reserve will be a little bit lenient as opposed to immediately putting through another rate hike. That is what we're currently kind of seeing, and the fear is that if there is another rate hike put through, then banks will be under even more pressure and the economy will be under even more pressure. However, the current consensus is that the Federal Reserve will keep the pressure on, either by keeping it level or by having another rate hike for the next couple of decisions anyway. Meaning that the economy will be under severe duress anyway. And as per usual, because the Federal Reserve looks backwards on its data, they generally act too late anyway. So that is kind of why today is not that important. But if there is a 0% rate hike, the markets will probably bounce a bit, and otherwise it will just keep on the trajectory that it's already at. So let us see. In front of us we have Bitcoin, and we see here that we have this upward trend line. We slightly broke under, and now we are kind of in between the major resistance of 28,800 and this little support zone between 27,700 and 28,100. And of course, this upward trend line we've broken through once, meaning that we have this support here that we have to break in order to move towards 25,000 and 24,000. Still a very real possibility, but it depends a bit on what today will bring. Now, we also kind of see that Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a news fatigue. It is not reacting as heavily anymore to banks falling, and it did not that long ago, just last month. Not even, like 2 weeks or something. And that is a bit concerning, because that does mean that there is still a lot of downwards pressure on the market as of right now. That being said, that is not too much of a problem because we are still in our Bitcoin short. As you can see here, we are nicely in the money, but we are waiting for that break of 27,200, as that is more likely than a break of 30,500, which we've been talking about for weeks on end at this point. So I won't worry too much with that. Same thing kind of goes for Ethereum. It is not as powerful currently as Bitcoin, as you can tell. Also in the ETH BTC chart, you can see that it is steadily moving downwards and only now just really starting to stabilize again. So Ethereum too is looking pretty weak, and what this tells us is that Bitcoin is really leading the charge still. The market is still very much following Bitcoin as of right now. And that is perfectly fine. That does mean, however, that if Bitcoin does break, alts might break even more severely. So we will have to see. Alright, we also have our Ethereum short, which we've been playing jump rope with the entry. We do have this double bottom, but it is not that strong. There's no divergence. There's no proper engulfing bar. So it's just that, a double bottom, and in and of itself that is not enough to really say that our short is invalidated and that we should exit at neutral. So that was what we're seeing there, and for the rest we currently have ADA that we're waiting for a breakdown, as well as AVAX. We are looking for our second entry right here. Kind of a similar idea. Everything is kind of hanging around its support in a range, and that is the way that we're playing currently. We are just kind of waiting to see what the market will do. We do have an order ready on AVE at the moment, and that too has like this overarching trend line where it can fall to. So feels like a big day. In reality, not that much. It might dictate the short-term move of the markets a little bit, but in the end there is still a lot looming over our heads over the coming weeks and months, and the broader markets are slowly picking up on that. So make sure that you are prepared, either by following us or by dropping by in the Discord where we tell you more about this. Thank you so much. That is what I have for you today. Be careful out there, and be careful tomorrow, as the markets can be pretty violent and wild. In the meantime, keep calm, keep cool, and keep compounding. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.